This week on Prof and Dev Play Games, we are talking the Nintendo Directs, the Partner Showcase and the Indie Showcase. Stay tuned. All right, my friends, welcome to episode 444, can you believe it, of Prof and Dev Play Games. My name is Larry. I am no longer sick. Sorry, this podcast is late, but good timing. We're talking about the Direct. Over there is Anthony the Dev. How are you?
Pretty good. Not sick, and that makes me happy.
Yes.
Although, my kid's starting school next week and is going to be in high school, even if it's for one class. I'm prepared for all the illness to hit.
Yep, that's how it goes. My daughter's been back for 2 weeks, and maybe this is from her, what I have.
Probably. I just always blame it on the kids.
But she's not sick. So I'm just like, yeah, they are pretty much. Well, we're late because of illness, but they'd announced the Direct partner in Indie on Monday, and then it happened Tuesday.
Isn't it great?
It's great. Perfect timing. So why don't we jump right in? They had the Indie Direct first, and I was listening while I was washing dishes, and I heard Geralt's voice, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I saw it was Balatro, Friends of Jimbo.
This is not something I expected. I had heard rumors about like an Among Us collab happening with them, but I was not expecting all the other collabs in this Friends of Jimbo.
Yeah,
especially Witcher. Especially Witcher. I'm going to be honest.
Doesn't strike me. Well, neither is Dave the Diver, but doesn't strike me as indie. But do you know if the cards do anything special, or if it's just like aesthetic? Oh, okay.
I have no clue. I like the update. Like that's the thing with this. They showed it, and then they're like, update available now, and it was on Steam. It's across Steam and Switch, wherever Balatro is. Yeah, sure. It's out, and I just haven't played yet. Although I really am very curious now. I wonder if it's specific decks. I wouldn't be surprised if there's specific like jokers for it as well.
That's what I was wondering, yeah, because the look is aesthetic, but maybe they have a special card, a special joker or whatever. That would make sense.
Yeah. My God, like seriously though, what? It's so weird.
It is unexpected, but very cool. What a cool set of collaborations.
Yeah. I was seeing if anyone had like Balatro wiki or anything had any of the new jokers or anything that had come up. I'm not seeing anything. Except my cat in the background meowing. That's what I hear right now.
A cat deck. Meow.
Yeah.
It just says each with its own art based on the respective games. So maybe it's just art.
Yeah, it could just be like you play a deck that has that specific art. Okay, that makes sense.
Still cool.
A little easier. Yeah.
Well, and it's just, I think a long time ago, my friend Brad made fun of me when I bought Monster Hunter World simply because you could play as Geralt, and I never actually got to Geralt, and I bought Soul Calibur 7 because you could play as Geralt, and I never fucking played it. I just like to buy games of Geralt and apparently never play them.
Now it's time to buy Balatro. Enjoy.
It's honestly time to buy Balatro. The demo I played it's fucking a great game. So
it was really good. I don't think it's that expensive.
No, it's $15. Yeah.
Yeah. But the choice is, do you get it here or on Switch? I guess
Steam Deck or Switch, yeah. I hear it runs well on Steam Deck, or I hear it runs well on Switch. So.
It should. There's nothing to it from a like graphics intensive.
Right.
Oh, that was very cool. They shipped to Neva, which we've seen a couple times before.
Yeah, we saw it. I don't know if it was Summer Games Fest or something.
Yeah.
But it looked really great.
Beautiful art.
Awesome here.
Yep. Yeah. What I would expect from the people who did Grease.
Yeah.
So,
it's coming out. The news here is that the release date. We didn't have that until now, so it's October 15th.
It's October. So very cool.
I regret having no more space in my fantasy critic, but I know someone who does.
I do. I could. I got some chances and choices to make. Then we got Moth Cubit.
Interesting name.
Yeah. Insect crawl your way up the corporate ladder of an insect mega corporation and a surreal RPG. I think surreal RPG sums up a lot of the games
Yes,
that are shown
right.
this entire thing.
Absolutely. It was an RPG lover's dream between these two, I think. The pixel art on this, I think, looks really gorgeous.
Oh, totally.
But I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Quantum Mentality?
It looks real weird.
It looks so weird, so absolutely bizarre. There's like a green screen happening where this person's doing some sort of... It's almost like a bunch of mini games. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to do an RPG set in corporate ladder climb.
Yeah. Doesn't strike you as something you want to do?
No, not necessarily, but I mean, it's the weird indie RPG in a way that similar to, honestly, Undertale kind of sparked off a bunch of stuff like that. So,
I mean, there's
it looks
so
ridiculous.
Much weird shit. So much weird
There's
shit.
so much weird shit.
What was that one internet game? Fuck, I cannot remember the name of it, but it was like based on an Internet Explorer. Fuck, I'm going to be driven nuts till I forgot the name of this thing. But it was just like, it was like surreal, very surreal and very odd. There's like a fucking Mario Paint aspect to this where you just, or MS Paint thing. It's so
I don't know.
Weird, but something that sticks with you because it's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
Next one was
Coffee Talk.
Yeah, Tokyo this time. So
yeah, I haven't played any of these. They're visual novels. I know that. And I know there's been 2 Coffee Talks so far.
Yes,
this is the third.
Yep.
I think they're well received. I don't know. Like, I don't dive too much into visual novels. A few here and there is how I do it. I could ask a couple coworkers that really like visual novels if they're excited or not on this, but they have good art.
Yeah, and the lo-fi music was chill.
Yeah, it's a very chill. Everything I see of, I'm like, well, yeah, it's just chill coffee talk. So maybe one day I'll decide that I want a chill game like this and just pick one up. This could be fun. Coffee shop in Tokyo. So it kind of reminds me of also Valhalla, just, not Cyberpunk.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. We're getting the Sea of Stars expansion DLC.
This is unknown. There were no leaks or any sort of hints about this at all, and it's free DLC.
Yep, they're just adding more to the game. New areas,
new character.
I still never played the game. I really should at some point.
I've put 4 hours into it so far. It's great. And the action mechanics like Mario does, where you're like tapping the B at the right time, whatever. Like this new character has a thing where you have to move the character around to kind of bounce things back to the enemies. Like it's really engaging, looking at least. But yeah, after seeing this, I was like, I need to get back and finish Sea of Stars because this looks like right up my alley.
There's so much should finish games. There's so many out there. Chat
RPG
about that
backlog, baby.
Yeah, it's true. We can skip the next one. I don't need this.
Nope.
Do not.
Or watch Simulator Shrek now.
Shrek. Nope. I'm like, no. Why?
Well, it also doesn't look that great on Switch. Like I know that they're required to run the video they run is like running on Switch as opposed to like a PC thing or whatever. So and it fucking shows.
Yeah. But still, why? Why does this exist?
Why? Yes. Exactly.
I mean, I should also say Power Simulator has done. They've done a Final Fantasy VII crossover,
which makes sense.
They've done a 40K Warhammer 40K crossover.
Which makes sense. SpongeBob. Back to the Future.
What have they done?
But why Shrek doesn't like. Wow, you like someone on the team must just love Shrek for some reason because this is very odd. Shrek's not in the zeitgeist in any way. It's just
no. I mean, it's published. It is published by Square Enix.
Yep,
so weird.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just move along from that.
Yes, let's do it.
We have more Souls.
Yeah, this is an indie team of 3 people.
Oh yeah, Action Rogue. It's a kind of another little roguelike-ish thing.
Yeah, they said it started off life as like a top-down, what the fuck's called, shoot 'em up kind of thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then,
Again, super weird art and graphics. And
yep.
I don't know. Some of it disturbs me. I'll be honest.
Yeah, the art from this one specifically, it was a turnoff to me. Like, this is not a game I would check out because it just feels.
I'm like,
gross.
did Devolver publish this? I'm like, not because it kind of was like, Seems like right up Devolver's alley.
Hold
no,
on.
it's Annapurna.
Doesn't Devolver publish your stuff?
Yes, now. But let's look at the wide range of Devolver's things. There's a little weirdness there.
Yes, for sure.
But then we got to this will go down as the weirdest game of the entire thing. Date everything.
This is being published by Team 17, and you date objects or even concepts around you in the world. You can date a table, you can date a toaster, you can date your existential dread, you can date the game itself. It's wow.
Yeah, it was a real wow. I'm like, this is the dating simulator equivalent to like Disco Elysium.
Yes. I was also thinking it's the dating sim moment of jumping the shark, where like we've gone too far.
Maybe
he's jumping the shark here, and we've got to stop. We're dating. At least they appropriately named it.
Anthropomorphized. Just different things. You can date your cabinet, who is Cabricio.
Anthony. This is JD Vance's dream game. He can date the couch.
Oh, it's true. I do love that. God.
My God.
The overwhelming sense of existential dread is Doug.
Doug. Oh my God.
Like, what? Someone. Oh, Textbox Chan.
Yep, that's right. You can date the game.
Why? Why?
Who?
I mean, I find it really funny. It hits a certain amount of my sense of humor. I don't think I'll ever play it.
Nope. I might watch a bit of it because it does seem intriguing.
Oh my God.
But I still gotta get the boyfriend.
The circuit breaker switch box is Volt. You can date it. Its name is Volt.
Perfect.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is absolutely ridiculous. It's coming out October 24th.
Yeah, this year is stacked. I know 2023 was a big year, but God, this year's pretty good. The next one I texted you about, see what you thought. It's Peglin, which is basically Peggle plus RPG.
Yeah.
And it looks neat, except for the Peggle part seems slow to me. But you basically shoot through the pegs at the bottom to do damage on top. And has no one ever done it before? Because that sounds awesome.
No. Most people don't copy Peggle.
Well, and they say they're copying Pachinko. Like, you're copying Peggle.
Sure. Yeah, they definitely. I mean, they don't want to use the word Peggle if
of course not.
EA now owns it. But it's Peggle. And I will be honest, there was a lot of talk when Peggle was being made of feeling like, wow, we don't think anybody's really going to be able to copy this, or at least fast copy it, which was pretty common in casual games at that time.
Yeah.
Like, it was super easy to just fast follow popular things. Peggle no one did it because it was really hard to make it feel good, and because it's not real physics.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of just hand-wavy magic number bullshit going on behind the scenes that if you don't know that it's doing it, you're going to probably spend at least 6 months to a year trying to get the balls and the bouncing to feel right.
Well, and that's the thing that stood out to me from this. That's the thing that stood out to me from the video, is that it didn't look like it felt right.
It probably is their own. Like, people I know have played it do enjoy it. What it is, but that is a common thing. They're like, it's not Peggle exactly, and there's no way it's going to be.
But this one's out today. This is one that I want to pick up today. Of all the ones here, there were several that were intriguing. This is one that's I want to definitely play this one. So I'll pick that up and be able to report back next week, I hope. Next one was Wobbly Life, which looks like a
I don't even
human
know.
fall flat kind of thing.
Yeah.
I didn't really get what it was. It looked like that kind of thing.
Yeah, it didn't really send me anywhere.
Nope.
Pico Park 2.
I didn't know there was a Pico Park. But apparently it's just a chaotic fucking multiplayer game where you're trying to get to the end of a platforming level puzzle.
Yeah, work together.
Exactly. Which sounds awesome. It looks just totally simplified, really simple graphics, but clever puzzles, maddening puzzles, perhaps even.
Yeah.
That was also an out today, so that's out today as well.
Crazy. Then we get a trailer for a new Shovel Knight, Shovel of Hope DX.
Well, this is it's not really a new Shovel Knight. It's a
Ugly.
new repackaging of all the Shovel Knights. So it's the same game with
Yacht Club is just never. They're like, no, we don't have to do anything new.
seriously, like, where is Mina the Hollower? God damn. So it's Shovel Knight with a new coat of paint, new, all the characters
Yeah.
in there, online multiplayer, some new features, but it is Shovel Knight Plus, basically. So it's the way to play Shovel Knight if you haven't, but good lord,
Yeah.
we're over a decade past when it came out, I believe. Maybe it was 2014 when it came out. So
Yeah. Mina the Hollower news. Let's go. But
yes,
eventually. Next was Europa, and I think we've seen this before.
We have, yep. But this is the date. We got a date finally.
Yeah, this is the date trailer.
I think it looks neat. It's like a, open worldish exploration.
Yeah. Oh, demo's out now.
Cool. Maybe I'll check that out because I think it looks neat. I think it's something that my daughter might like.
Is it Switch only?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
No, it's on. I have it on my wish list on Steam.
There you go.
Is the demo, and you can play the demo right now on Steam. Let me add that to my library.
There you go. Yeah, it's got puzzles and fucking floating like parasailing, swimming through the ocean. There's just lots of puzzly. It looks like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild kind of exploration puzzles, things like that. I know lots of games have tried to do that kind of stuff, but this looks, I don't know, it looks intriguing enough to check out. I'll check out that demo for sure. Mm-hmm. Art style looks cool.
Yeah. I'll just check that on Steam or on the Steam Deck. Part of me feels like it will look and run better on that.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yep.
Next, Cuisinier. I think I've seen this one again too.
Yeah, I don't remember this one at all, but we probably have. Dungeon crawling and restaurant management.
Yeah. I want to say it's on Steam. I wonder if I saw it some at one of the Summer Games Fest. One of those presentations, one of the indie presentations in there. But yeah, it has like a go into dungeons to get ingredients so that you can then cook and make food.
Battle Chef Brigade did that. It was an early Switch game where you had to go out and do like monster hunting to like get parts and come back and do your cooking. It was a pretty interesting idea.
Yeah, so it's like a part management game and part like dungeon crawly game. Very cool. But it has a date now of January 28th, 2025. And then we had On Your Tail.
I think this is part of the montage.
Yeah, we're just getting through all the montage, which we've seen this one before. I definitely have seen this before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get the montage On Your Tail coming out 21st November. Metal Slug Tactics. Still no specific date.
I can't believe they still have not given a date on that.
Still fall. I played the demo on Steam, like Next Fest. It's cool. A bit into the breachy, I'll be honest.
Yeah, with the pushing and stuff, it looked like that.
It's pushing. It has like most of your attacks have to be in straight lines, so there's a lot of. You have to really think about how you're like lining up your people and like setting up. It's a real, I think, pretty deep positional tactics game. And it looks great. Like it actually, the Metal Slug stuff always has just the best pixel art. Then we got some Plucky Squire, which I think actually is coming out in a couple weeks.
Yep.
2.5, yeah.
Switch, and then it's on PS Plus Premium or whatever.
And in my Steam library.
Extra, yeah, motherfucker. That's right. We will be able to report back on this because we'll both have access to it.
Yes, I will.
That's great. The concept looks awesome. It's on my Fantasy Critic, so I hope it does well.
I think the execution.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. It go either way. Like cool concept, not executed well, or executed very well. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
But it looks fucking neat. And then we ended with one more thing, which was Pizza Tower hit the Switch today. I've heard so much about Pizza Tower, but I still don't understand what the hell it is.
Yeah, neither do I. It seems like a really like fast-paced platformer.
That should be up my alley. I thought it was
like
a party
really
game.
Weird art.
The weird art, man, just does not do it for me. But these platformers should be up my alley, so maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't look like you stop running or moving. So it's like all the stuff in the trailer is just like moving real fast.
Yeah.
Very fluid through the world.
Yep. I gotta watch a video of it to get a better idea of what it is, because if it's a good platformer...
I don't like the art though.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing holding me back too. So that was the indie showcase, and we switched right over to the partner showcase.
Starting
yeah, go ahead.
With Tetris.
Yep. I was like, oh, this is what we're doing today. It's Tetris Forever. It's done by Digital Eclipse, a bunch of different versions of Tetris and Bombtris and Hatris, and then some documentary stuff like Digital Eclipse is known for. Yeah. I fucking love that Digital Eclipse does this shit. Even though, like, how many different ways can you play Tetris? I mean, a million. We've done it over the last 30, 40 years, but it's really cool to have that documentary aspect. Karateka had that. It was, I don't know what the fuck Karateka is, but I bought it because of that and played quite a bit of it and really liked that learning and how they
learning
did
about it. Yeah.
Very cool. But I'm not sure I'll pick this one up. I have enough time.
I don't know. I mean, Tetris is great. And it's probably, there's part of me that's like, man, it could be neat to pick it up just to get that history of it, and kind of get that interactive history, but it's not at the top of my list with how much is coming out.
Yep,
so
exactly.
Then we got the Star Overdrive, which I hadn't heard about before.
No, never seen it, never heard of it. It was like a third person.
It's also on Steam.
Game?
Yeah, third person action adventure, open world, sci-fi exploration. Use your powers to explore a massive world on your hoverboard at lightning speed. Face multitudes of enemies and epic bosses. Use your powers in creative ways to overcome challenges, solve world puzzles, and shape your destiny.
I do like the look. I don't know if it's cell shaded.
That's like cell, kind of a cell shade. It's a non realistic rendering.
Yeah.
But who is making this? Caracal Games.
It says that you wield the powers of the keytar. I guess I'd never noticed that it was a keytar. Is he riding a keytar?
He's riding a hoverboard, but is it also a keytar? Or does he have a keytar on his back? I think he has a keytar on his back.
Oh, okay. Because there's a part here where he's doing combat where he's...
No, yeah, they're different.
Okay.
There's a hoverboard and there's a keytar.
Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah. This is one I'll just be like, I think I'll have to wait on this one. It's next year. It's 2025.
Yeah, it's 2025.
So who knows when it's actually going to come out. But
exactly.
Could be promising. Not sure.
Could be.
I'll be honest, I don't care at all about the next one.
Nope. Goat Simulator 3 is coming to Switch. It looked terrible. So, played on...
especially on Switch. No.
Yes. On another platform may look good, but good God, that Switch footage was rough. Next, we're getting a remake of Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, the first game in the series.
I've never played this series. I know people that love it, though.
Love it. There's so much depth to it. What I heard or read today was, don't play this one. Play the original ones only because the first game ends in a crazy ass cliffhanger that you would want resolved immediately. And
okay.
The remake of the second one isn't coming for quite a while, so
makes sense.
Good tip, I guess. But the stories are great. They all say.
Yeah, this was like part of their montage. It was this Star Wars Hunters Season 3. Why does that game exist? I don't know. Why does everything have to be a hero shooters now? Stalker trilogy. Looks okay on Switch, but it is available on a lot of other things, so
yeah,
I'd probably play it on the other things other than Switch if you have access to it.
And most people listening have gotten this in some way, in a Humble Bundle or PS Plus or fucking Xbox Game Pass or whatever.
Now, one I might pick up is Worms Armageddon.
I thought the same thing. I was like, oh my God, I have so many good memories. That's exactly
what
I'm like.
I could play it with my family. This could be a lot of fun.
You have my attention. This is one that we played.
I know.
So much of. Like, I don't know what I was doing at this point. Sitting at the table or still doing dishes or whatever. And then Soccer came on. I was like, oh, that's ugly. And then Worms Armageddon came on. I was like, holy shit. They're remaking Armageddon.
Yeah. Yeah. I do recommend that to anybody who dislikes a really fun party game.
So freaking good.
And then more Dreamlight Valley at the end of this. Because there's an end of summer event, because there always is. Then we get another SpongeBob game.
Yep,
Why?
Game.
Why?
No in this one.
I was not a SpongeBob person. I never have been.
Either. No. We missed it. It was popular like 3 or 4 years after we
yeah.
we just barely missed it. Us elder millennials.
Yep. The eldest of millennials.
We're the Oregon Trail millennials.
Yeah, I was talking to my wife. We were talking about generations a bit there, and if it all just had basically consolidated, because remember the Oregon Trail generation, that becoming a thing, and and mostly it just being like, no, we're just millennials, but we're just at the eldest of the millennials.
We are the oldest millennials there are.
But she was like, do you feel like you're Gen X? And I'm like, I'm absolutely not Gen X. Yep. I can tell you that. I'm like, no.
Yep. Nope.
I work with enough people who are middle of Gen X, and I'm like, no. They have a very different outlook on life.
Yep.
That I love, but it's not mine.
No, I get that with my wife all the time because she's Gen X and I'm not. She's like, you are too. I was like, nope. I am elder millennial. Absolutely fucking not. I am not Gen X. I'm clinging to it. Boxing 3 was next. Ooh, interesting way to use your Switch to get some exercise. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Not for me. Apparently there's some seated drills, which is a good thing for accessibility. And then there was some fighting games. Capcom fighting.
Holy crap.
Dude, Power Stone and Power Stone 2. I've been hearing people talk about that forever.
I know, and now you have an easier way to play it. Holy crap. There's
Capcom
so much in here.
Some weird shit. Plasma sword.
Yeah, this is
the fuck.
Deep cuts. Deep
yes, that's what
cuts.
It felt like. Yep, absolutely.
They're like, oh, we're doing another collection. Okay. Yeah, it's Power Stone, and Plasma Sword. Yeah, so many.
Well, it's got some gallery stuff too. It's got art. It's got some historical context, which is cool. I love when they do that with collections. Capcom knows what it's doing, bringing back their old shit and just making it accessible. Or approachable.
Like the next one, when they're like Marvel vs. Capcom fighting collection. They're like, dude, here you go.
Well, in the news here, this is the first time we got the release date. It's coming out next month, September 12th. That's great.
On digital. I wonder if it's going to be physical. If they're going to do a physical release at some point of it.
Was this one of the ones that said digital now and physical later, or maybe not? Interesting.
Let's see what it says.
Oh yeah, it does. It does. Physical November 22nd.
November. Okay.
Yeah. Digital.
That might be one to pick up then. I probably would want the cart for that one.
Yeah.
They'll have another collection a little bit further down that I really would like a physical of. But then we got the next Atelier game. I was not expecting this.
People were really excited.
Yeah, I need to show my wife if she cares or not. She hasn't played a lot of the recent ones, but she actually has the PS1 Atelier game for her Japanese PS2.
Oh, cool.
She played some of the original ones. But yeah, crafting RPG is what these are for the most part.
Okay, yeah, because here
it's all about
themed JRPG.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. It's very much like combining things and being an alchemist. But yeah, wasn't expecting. I think this is a series that has definitely increased in popularity in the West as time has gone on. So we'll see if this breaks through at all. But it says early 2025. Then we get a couple that we've seen before. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remasters. Those are now March 6th.
Yeah, the date's new. March 6th, 2025.
Yeah. Been waiting for those. That's pretty cool.
I've heard people talk about those forever, so it'd be really cool to check that out. I know that the game you picked up for Fantasy Critic that was by this guy didn't hit as well, but
no.
Love these ones.
But that's part of it. I think a lot of people said that didn't hit as well because it stayed very closer to these and not as modern quality of life, which makes me wonder. I'm like, okay, if going back and playing these is going to be a little painful.
I like some of the things that they have here, like the two times, the 4x,
faster,
the kind of auto battling or whatever. I like those quality of life things. I mean, it's not even quality of life. It's just, I don't know what you'd call it for some of these long ass JRPGs from times of yore.
Oh, it's quality of life.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would call it quality of life. But then we have that, and then we got another trailer for Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake. Totally picking this up.
That looks great.
It's HD 2D. I love that art style so much, and it's kind of crazy that they're doing it too.
Did you ever finish Octopath Traveler 2, by the way, speaking of that art style? Have you got
I finished all the main story.
Okay,
I didn't finish the final boss.
Yeah.
Because that was it's really a rough fight. I was like, nah, I'm good. But I did play. I hit the end of everyone's storylines, I should say.
That's cool.
I guess it's the epilogue. Was that final boss, if you really think about it. But yeah, it was cool. I'm hoping that we get another Octopath Traveler at some point.
I would imagine
they keep iterating on it, because 2 was quite a bit better than 1, and I can only hope that they would iterate more and just get better and better.
Yeah, it was critically acclaimed, even though I don't know if it sold amazingly. But
yeah, but Dragon Quest 3 looks great, and I love that the style they keep doing it. I want this to do well, and I want them to do Chrono Trigger, and I will keep saying that every time. So if someone that matters hears this, please make Chrono Trigger in HD 2D.
There are some long-term memories I have from our podcast. The first one was, please remake Mass Effect. Please remake Mass Effect. And they finally did. This is the second one. Please remake Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, and I don't want it in a crazy 3D. I don't want it like they're doing with the Final Fantasy VII remake. I don't want it like that. I still want that pixel art. Yeah. I think the HD 2D stuff would just look incredible for it. It would be very respectful for the art that's there. So that's cool. Then we got to a cool collection.
Very cool. Holy shit.
The Castlevania Dominus collection, which is the collection of the DS Castlevania games.
Hell yes. Portrait of Ruin, Order of Ecclesia, and Dawn of Sorrow. And then also, I'd never heard of Haunted Castle. It's here it says the arcade game that started it all.
Had never heard of that either, but sure.
No, people were losing their minds about that one. I was like, really? Never fucking heard of that, but great. The DS Castlevanias, yes, please.
And I only ever played Dawn of Sorrow. I didn't have the other two. Yep. But I've heard that they're both really good.
And the price on this, like, there's some it's like the 3 games plus the Haunted Castle plus the Haunted Castle remake plus some art stuff or whatever, some music. It's $25. It's really reasonably priced. I was shocked.
And it's also released on Steam today as well.
Yeah, I'm picking up on Steam Deck. The thing I love about it too is, because these are DS games, you got to figure out how they're going to do the second screen or whatever. They just have the map on the side. Like, it's got the main screen and then the map on the side. So you're looking at both at the same time.
Yep.
And I think that's fucking great for Metroidvanias. Just have it right there at all times. Really, really, really cool.
Yeah, and they have save states.
Yeah,
and
save states, Anthony. That's how I got through Castlevania 3 this summer.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It also has a bunch of the concept arts and everything, music. Really cool collection. Again, this is one I'm like, would you please put this out on like physical? I really would like a physical copy of this. Which I should check. There might actually be a Japanese or European physical coming out, even if they don't do it for the States.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then we're getting Civ 7 for the Switch.
How is this running on Switch?
At low resolution.
Basically, all smeary and muddy. Yeah,
a little bit.
So you were excited about Civ 7?
Oh yeah, I love
Gwendolyn
Civ.
Christie, or
it's going to be a good one. That's going to be a nice narration to as you build your civilization.
Isn't this
I've always loved the Civ games, so
Isn't this the second Game of Thrones narrator?
Sean Bean was 6.
Yeah, so Sean Bean and then Gwendolyn Christie. That's fucking cool.
Yeah. They have good voices. Good
Hell
voices.
Yeah, they do.
And boy, do they have to really record a lot of voice for this game.
God. Yeah. Sounds like they're not tearing up, changing up the mechanics a bit between
always.
Okay. That's
Every iteration of Civ, at least since 4. I can't remember 1, 2, 3 all that well, but 4, 5, and 6 all have different mechanics. The same overall 4X theme of like, you're building a civilization, but the actual like details of how you do it change. That's what Civ are. Like, the team that's building it has no interest in just doing the same thing over. No, like, it's Sid Meier, I believe, right? Sid Meier. Yeah, Sid Meier. So, like, he's still there. He's still running Firaxis. Like,
really?
Over 30 years. Yeah.
I had no idea he was still there. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's still there. He's still making, like, these are his games. Or he has some oversight on them. I just, like, he's not interested in keep making the exact same thing over again. So, yep, he's still there, which is crazy to think that he's been doing this for freaking 30 years or more. Well, I just looked him up. He's 70 years old.
Wow.
Time to retire, dude. Time to retire. You deserve it. You've done so much.
Maybe this will be the last one he does.
It could be. 2. I mean, it isn't. That's the thing. Like, he has proven himself over all the years. He's done so much. So yeah. I wouldn't play it on Switch. I'll be honest. This is a PC game.
Hell no.
Civ is a PC game for me. Yep. Like, it's not even a Steam Deck game. Like, I do not want to play this with a controller. I want to play it with a mouse and a keyboard.
Well, this is launching February 11th. Isn't that basically the time it's launching for everything else?
Yeah, that's the same date.
Yeah, that's cool. They're putting it on Switch the same date. I'm fucking shocked. So more for the RPG fans. Tales of Grace F. What the fuck were these names? Remastered. That's the 25th anniversary of Tales. Maybe? That's a remake of the first Tales game, is what I was understanding.
Sure.
Venture again to the planet of Athenia on a journey to stop an escalating war between 3 kingdoms. Originally released on the Wii, this RPG classic returns with improved graphics, autosave features, blah, blah, blah. Sure.
Yeah, I haven't... Again, Tales series stuff, I'm like, I don't know.
Yep.
Man, the Switch is just getting all the JRPGs, though, I'll be honest.
Oh my god.
Every single one.
A legendary console at this point.
And then we'll get a Switch 2 that's backwards compatible, and the Switch 2 will be the ultimate JRPG machine.
Absolutely. Right.
Then we get Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't care at all. And again, I just missed... we are too old for this.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, like, my son hasn't hit this, like, and son and daughter, I think, were just slightly older than this as well, because I know kids, like, a little bit younger like it, so I don't know.
It's passed me by. I realize I'm old.
Yeah, so, I'm like, nope, new thing, no clue.
Yep, exactly.
Scary Chuck E. Cheese. Done.
Yep, that's exactly what I think of.
Get some Epic Mickey rebrushed in here.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to picking it up on PS5. I've wanted to play that game for a long time, and now that's released from the shackles of Wii.
Yeah.
I remember going to my wife's ex-boyfriend's house. We went over to his house and hung out. We were friends. And we got high. And he was then talking about playing this game. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, I can't get past this, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, let me try. Whenever I grabbed the Wii, like, you know, it was like the Wiimote thing or what. I was like, the first time I think it was the first time I held a Wii mode. I don't think I had held a Wii before then. I was like, oh, this. And I just fucking bing, 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 bing. He's like, how the hell did you do that? I was like, I'm not as high as you, I guess, but I must have experience with video games. I don't know. It was easy. I was like, whoa, this game's pretty cool, actually. What the fuck? It's like a platformer with Mickey that's got this weird vibe. So I want to check that out.
Yeah, that was the start of the montage, because then we just get Tales of the Shire, which is a cozy Hobbit game. Just Dance 2025, because there's always another Just Dance.
Of course.
Funko Fusion gets shown again. Let's just not.
Terrible on Switch.
Yeah. Yep. EA Sports FC 25. mean, this is right up your alley now that you've bought an EA Sports game, right? Right?
Well, I have been playing EA Sports FC 24 with my daughter because we go to the Wave games and she wants to play. You know how that goes. So we've been playing quite a bit of FC 24. So I'm thinking, why would I need 25? I have 24. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm a little more interested in the sports games because of honestly because they've added the female teams, and that's where my daughter's at, and it's been a lot of fun. But I don't see what this brings to the table that I don't.
I mean, already. Probably not a huge amount of difference. Stat changes more than anything.
Roster changes. Yep.
Yeah. Get some more Lego Horizon Adventures still slated for holiday.
Yeah.
Specific date. And then we went into two things that is pretty cool. One completely new and one older.
Nope.
Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, which is the new Rune Factory game, which I will likely try.
It looked neat.
Yeah, it's so if people don't know, Rune Factory was a spin-off of Harvest Moon back in the day. And it was like, hey, let's take the farming sim and add a like combat dungeon crawl element to it. I think they called it a fantasy Harvest Moon was the subtitle for the first game. And now that it's really just spun off as its own thing. I think this is like 6 or something. Yeah, I think this is Rune Factory 6, effectively.
There was definitely Rune Factory 5, that's all I know.
Yeah, I think this is 6. And it looks cool. It's a farming thing. Yes, there's farming here, and you're doing that. There's village and romance and village romance, and then a bunch of farming and fighting.
Farming, fighting, and the other F. Fornication. There we go.
There you go. Is this a 4F game? That needs to be a new genre, not 4X. It's 4F.
Farming, fighting, fornication, and
gotta think on this one for a bit.
Yeah. We're gonna trademark.
Man, that'd be good. I always want to do that. I want to make a game and just call it the new 4F game.
Oh my god.
But yeah, seems neat. Again, this is probably coming to more than just Switch. I'll be honest.
For sure.
It'll be probably on a lot of consoles. And then they ended it with Yakuza Kiwami.
Yeah,
coming to Switch.
All right. Kazuma Kiryu.
Yeah. Do I need to actually play these?
So honestly, this is part of the reason why I started that RPG Backlog podcast, because I played it and I was like, I don't need to play the whole thing. I just want to get a taste. And I played 8 hours of Zero only. And I was like, I'm glad I played it. I'm not going to finish it, but I'm glad I played it, because this is like a series that means a lot to a lot of people and has been around a long time. Yeah, I think you should play something for a little bit and see how it feels.
Yeah.
But you probably have one somewhere that you could play.
Oh, I totally have them on. Well, it depends. Like, there's these ones, and then I have Like a Dragon.
Oh, right.
Which I could play that, which is different, though. I mean, that's turn-based. I mean, everyone has always said that really likes it. They're like, no, it's like Dragon Quest, just in modern-day Japan with a ridiculous main character.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure I have some of the other Yakuza games on something.
Oh, I'm certain you do.
Some service somewhere. But yeah, I think overall, like, this was like 40, almost 45 minutes of games.
Yep.
I think in the end, like, this was really good for Nintendo. Just to be like, here's a bunch of stuff. And none of it's Nintendo published stuff. Just like, look at all the third-party stuff coming to our platform.
We are combining these two things for the first time ever, the Partner Direct and the Indie Direct, because we are clearing the decks for September or October when we're going to unload on the Switch 2.
Probably.
I don't know how you feel about that, but it seemed like that's what's happening here.
Maybe? I think they want to, but I think... well, okay, they get the Zelda Switch Lite. It's the end of September, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's probably October, November-ish. They'll do this. They'll do a holiday thing. At the end of the holiday thing, they'll do something with, like, here and the Switch 2. Here we go. Like, and ideally, they'll do something that's like, yep, there's backwards compatibility, so don't worry about picking up, like, games now or not. Just get what you want. You'll be able to play it.
Right, because they don't want to kill the game sales right
Nope,
now.
not before Christmas.
Nope. Because
I mean,
they. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Part of me was like, they probably don't need to do it, but if they really wanted to just like really boost even Switch sales, just do a small price drop.
They absolutely will. Thinking about the PS2, which is number one, right? They're what 15 million behind or 12 million behind, something like that. But that's when the PS2 at some points you could get it for $99. They have not lowered the price of the Switch $1 since it's come out, and there's still a lot of life left to sell a bunch of fucking Switches for a discount. And then of course they make the special edition Link, the Legend of Zelda one. That I'm like, okay, I have to buy that one. They're gonna surpass the PS2 unless they are so stubborn they don't really drop the price at all. But I can't see that, especially when they have the Switch 2 on the market.
Yeah. I think they will. Trying to see what the last total sales numbers were. Because I know it came out like a month
recently.
Yeah. The Switch right now is as of when did they put that out? I know last I saw is 143 million, just over that. The PlayStation 2 is 155.
Okay.
The Nintendo DS was at 154 million.
Wow.
It's just barely under a PS2. Yeah, I feel like they're gonna get the Switch to get there.
Yeah. Don't you think they want that? Like, I know that they maybe act like they don't care, but God, wouldn't they want that? The best-selling console of all time after the fucking disaster of the Wii U.
Yeah,
it sold 13 million.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I think they'll make it happen. Let's be honest. So yeah, I think it was really good. I was pretty happy with this overall. There was stuff in there for everybody, all different types of games. And a lot Nintendo does on other things. It's just game. There's no filler. Just like going to the next. 42 minutes. We're just filling it with games. Go. So yeah, pretty excited overall.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Usually, if there's quite a few games that I'm excited about, I think it's a good direct. But there's quite a few that I was excited about, and we're releasing today. I'm like, okay, some fun stuff here. So good job. And then it clears the decks for what's coming next, which is very exciting. And some of those collections look awesome and are coming out soon or out today, like the Castlevania one. So, why don't we pivot to what we've been playing? I haven't talked to you in a while, so what have you been playing?
So before I left on vacation, there was the drop of the Diablo 4 Season 5. I was like, I'm going to do this. And I did. I finished the season before I left.
Oh, shit.
But then I've also been back and I've been playing a crap ton of it still. I'm really liking Diablo 4 is in such a good place now. Holy crap. That game is... It's the exact what I want out of an action RPG. And then they have just kept on improving the itemization from last season to now. There's uniques matter again, and there's actual like build defining uniques now. So there's chase to like, I want to make this barbarian build, which is one of the things I'm chasing right now. I'm like, it's a specific sword unique that I want. If I get that one, and then I can do this crazy barbarian build. And
that's really cool.
Try it, and that feels very Diablo 2-ish. I'll be honest. Where you always were hunting specific uniques to make something, turn a build on. And that's been great. The league mechanic, season mechanic, has been a lot of fun. It's kind of like a bit of a wave kind of fight mechanic where you're a little roguelike-y in the way of like you do the waves, and you like between waves you can choose how you want to make them stronger to get better rewards. They're pretty fast and just lots of intense combat where you're just blowing a lot of enemies. So that's been cool. When gone, I had my Steam Deck with me, and boy did I use that thing a lot. One of the things I did though was Diablo 4. There's a free trial on Steam, or was this past weekend, on Diablo 4 PC through Steam. and I was like, I want to test something. So I loaded up the free trial on the Steam Deck. Runs great.
Which game are you talking about? I missed that.
Diablo 4 on the Steam Deck.
It
runs
dangerous.
so good on the Steam Deck, and it progress cross save.
Oh, no fucking way.
So I'm just playing the stuff that I had on my PS5.
That's really cool.
And it's on sale right now for $30, $40 on Steam.
Well, it's $50 normally now, so
it's 40% off.
Oh, really? Right now?
Yeah, until September 2nd.
That tonight.
It's $30 on Steam.
Okay, that's really good.
And yeah, like I said, it's cross.
Oh, okay, that sells.
Just keeps all your account stuff, and I'm like, man, and you can run it on the OLED locked 45, and it was just having a blast. Runs good. Just feels really good. But so I was testing that out, and that's great. But what I actually dove so deep into, just kind of chilling in Bend, Oregon, was Rogue Trader.
Oh yeah,
it got verified on the Steam Deck, and I was like, sure, I'll try it. I'll really go into this much deeper. I restarted, made a new character. It's a really solid CRPG. It's incredibly deep, maybe too deep, in stats and stuff, where I'm like, holy crap, I've got to stop and read through these abilities, because there's all sorts of math going on, and being like, okay, is this what I want or not? Of course, it doesn't have the production values of a Baldur's Gate 3. Not everything is voice acted. A lot of it's voice acted. A lot of reading. But it's probably one of the better 40K games I've ever played. It just really gets into lore. It spends time in the world a lot better. It's a unique perspective in the Warhammer 40K world of being a rogue trader, which is not a space marine, which every game ever made is a space marine, because that's what people love. But rogue traders are more fun because they get to fly their own ships, and they're not pirates, but they are traders among the different worlds in the in the universe. And so they get to, I wouldn't say skirt the laws so much, but they can interact with the alien races, and not an immediate, I'm just going to shoot you and kill you, which is the Space Marine way. So it's been a lot of fun playing that. I've gotten I'm in middle of chapter 2 of, I think, 4 overall. I think that's how many ends in the game. Got most of the companions. I think there's still a couple more to come.
So this is a game really that scratches the same itch as Baldur's Gate 3 in a way?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
Interesting.
It's totally, again, not that as polished as that, but you're not going to find a game like this, really. It's well done. Turn-based combat, tactical combat. A lot to explore and see. Your choices matter. There's lots of dialogue choices based on your actions that you've done before, your stats, different alignment type aspects to the game. So there's a lot to cover in it, a lot to dig into. The stat side of the character progression is just really, really deep. It's not based on D&D or anything like that. It's its own
cool.
Kind of system, and it's deep. There's a lot of stats that you're like, okay, I'm leveling up. What do I do here? I have 70 options. What do I take? And they do have some niceties where they have suggestions of you should probably take one of these, but you could take any of these other 60 if you want. But just be prepared to do a lot of reading and calculation. But a neat game, especially if you want gothic sci-fi kind of vibe. There's no other game on the market like it, really.
Yeah, it's one that I picked up a couple weeks ago when it was on sale on one of the websites. Added to my library. Maybe I'll check that out. That sounds really cool.
It's real deep. It's real.
And you're playing on Steam Deck, and it's running well.
Yeah, it's running well enough. Well, there's definitely places where the frame rate drops pretty badly.
I played Baldur's Gate 3 on Steam Deck for probably 20 hours, and it was, chugged a bit, but...
Yeah, it will chug sometimes, but for the most part, I can keep it going around between 30 to 45 frames per second, and it's not a fast game. It's not action-y. So most part that works. There are certain cutscenes, like clearly there's just times whenever it's trying to load in resources and stuff, and you're like, especially during cutscenes where it's like, yeah, that cutscene dropped to like 20 frames per second, but whatever. Don't care. Move on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does scratch the same itch as Baldur's Gate. And I think it's on sale, I believe. Right now it's 35% off on Steam. And there's like their first DLC is coming out. I'm looking September 24th. There's no
Is
date
it paid
on that.
DLC?
I think it's paid DLC. I think that's what Alcat, the developers, typically do, paid DLCs.
Cool.
We'll add a new character class, new companion, new character class, and some more story stuff. So new locations. So yeah, expansion.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like between those, that's like what I've been playing. So super light RPG where I'm just killing stuff as fast as I can, and then super deep RPG where I'm going slow and making conversation choices. But the Steam Deck, that was great playing that and just laying on a couch in bed or in bed, just playing on the Steam Deck.
Well, I'm super glad Diablo 4 runs well on the Steam Deck and that it has cross progression, because God, that's probably enough to sell me on getting it again for the handheld. Cool. Well, this I've been playing, got a bunch of shit. I'm only gonna touch on a couple things. I played Concord for several nights. Mm-hmm. My Sony friend gave me a code for the game and checked it out. It's certainly a competent hero shooter. I don't know if it does anything different than other hero shooters enough to get people interested in it, and clearly from the numbers you're seeing,
I don't think so.
It's not doing it. And people called this shot from a mile away. It wasn't gonna move the needle. Foam Stars just announced it's coming free to play, and that was another team-based shooter.
Yeah.
It was a different thing. It wasn't a shooter, but it was whatever. I'm sure Concord's going to go free to play at some point. They've been working on that game for 8 years, and it just came out and flopped. So
who was the dev on it?
Firewalk. I think it's Firewalk Studios. Sony picked them up in 2023.
Okay.
Based on what they saw here, when Jim Ryan or whatever was going for the live push. But it's just absolutely nothing. And it's not that it's a bad game. It plays well. I actually really enjoyed it, but it doesn't. There's not much to bring me back. I'm not really the kind of person that plays those games anyways, and it's certainly not enough to pull people away who are those kind of gamers from the games they're playing right now.
That's right. Firewalk, I went to their webpage. They're based in Bellevue, Washington.
Oh, so shit. They're
not far from me. That's why I'm like, that sounds real familiar. If they're in Bellevue, I mean, these are probably people that worked at Bungie, Sucker Punch. There's a few other like smaller indie stuff, smaller, biggish, middle indie studios. I bet it's a group from those people that it kind of all came together. Okay. Yeah. Like you said, seems very competent, but I don't think competent is enough right now.
Exactly. Competent, nothing bad about it, but nothing spectacular. So I've been playing that, and then the other thing I'm playing a lot of is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And if this continues, it's going to be my game of the year. It's fucking incredible. When I stopped doing every goddamn thing in the open world and just went the critical path, it got way better. And I just finished Costa del Sol, the mini game extravaganza, where you're playing games to get swimsuits, basically, to go down to the beach and fucking battle a boss with a umbrella as Cloud. I thought it was so cool. I'm beating the boss to death with a fucking umbrella. This thing should break. But it was really interesting because, obviously I know that as you go through the game, as you're having conversations with people, you're changing your affinity with them or whatever. Moving towards a date. Obviously I would love for that to be with Tifa, but I'm not looking up guides. I want to do it organically. But I knew that the swimsuit thing was going to be a thing. So as I did Cloud first, and Cloud has two options. Cloud can, basically shorts, no shirt, or chocobo attire where he's really dressed up for the beach, basically, wearing a lot of clothes. And I was like, based on how I know the characters, it would be really weird if I like put Cloud in something where he was not exposed and put Tifa or Aerith in something that was exposed. So I want to match them. And that just felt right. And then I did look it up, and it was apparently that's the thing about that choice, that you need to match for the person you're trying to increase your affinity with. And I was like, God, that's interesting, because that felt right based on the characters in the game, and that was actually the thing. So I matched Tifa with me. I did not match Aerith because I'm trying to swing Tifa my way in this game. So yeah, it was really cool. I really enjoy the characters. I really like the moment in this game. A spoiler here, where you're kind of the boss on the beach is basically collecting all the party members for Hojo to take away or whatever. And then at the last second, when Cloud's being taken away, I was like, oh fuck, I'm supposed to lose this fight. And then Yuffie comes out and fucking shuts it down. I was like, oh yes, it was a really good moment. So yeah, I'm just really, 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 really enjoying this game. And I played Remake for the first time in January, February, so this is just continuing the story with those characters, and I know I have a lot more to go. I'm just started Chapter 7. I know there's 14 chapters.
Yeah, there's a lot.
And I still got to meet Kate Sith. I still got to meet Vincent. Like, there's still a lot of shit coming up. So
yeah, and Costa del Sol is not minigame central. You have not got to minigame central yet.
Golden Saucer.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And there's so many.
Oh,
and you have to deal with so many.
Okay.
I'm not like, I joke there's some that are fine, but really I'm just like, oh my God, it makes me remember how much dumb mini games were in Final Fantasy VII originally, and how much like rage-inducing mini games there were. And that is not the part of the game I enjoyed, I'll be honest. We can move past those.
Man,
but yeah, Golden Saucer has more stuff. This is a minigame game. There's a lot. I think you're definitely doing it right by not trying to do everything. That definitely has burned me out because I was finishing every area complete. And I think that's a little much.
Yeah, I mean, I was starting to do that in the Grasslands, and I was like, nope, I know that means I'm never going to finish this game. I'm going to hate it. I'm here for the characters. I want that. So I think I'll go back and do a couple of things now, that I've got more story. Because, once I started mainlining it, I felt like Junon was pretty straightforward, and then Costa del Sol was straightforward.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll go back and do a bit more. But I'm sure there's more open world stuff ahead of me, too. So.
Yeah, there's still a number of regions. I think at least 3 more, if not 4.
Yeah, because I'm headed to Corel. I know we're going to Cosmo Canyon at some point. I don't know where the Golden Saucer is. Is that Cosmo Canyon or is that somewhere else?
Somewhere else. I can't remember if that's kind of Corel, but not. It's weird. There's a jungle place to go to where Zach's from. Originally in lore. And I think there's one more place after that. Actually Cosmo Canyon's after that one. So I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, you got a lot. It's not. But again, if you're not trying to finish each area completely, and you're smarter than I am for knowing what will, what you should avoid, so you keep playing, you'll do better.
Yeah,
but I remember I really enjoyed Costa del Sol though. That was a lot of fun.
It was fun. It was really fun and different. Like, it was a nice break from like the seriousness and just get to hang out on the beach, get in your swimsuit and hang out. And boy, Tifa's swimsuits are something else.
Oh boy, those swimsuits.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. You're like, okay, I know what game we're in. All right.
This is fan service.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God. So I played a bunch of other stuff, but I'm going to focus on those 2 things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Anything else for our podcast today?
No, I don't think so. Man, I don't. Now is it Sony's turn to have something again?
Yeah, the rumors are that they are going to, and the rumors are that it's going to be about the PlayStation Pro, which I can't imagine why, but we'll see. I'm sure there's some hook, the AI upscaling or something like that. So
yeah, better ray tracing, performance, stuff like that. But sure.
I was waiting for a mid-gen refresh to see if I wanted to get a disc one, so I can kind of get rid of my PS4 Pro and PS5 digital. So that's the only reason why I might.
Maybe.
And then I would sell the other 2 and recoup some of the money.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's a maybe. I don't know if I will or won't. Yeah, cool. Well, if you like our podcast, please rate it on your podcast service of choice, and we will be back next week to talk all things video games.
Later, everyone.